My name is Tamorion, and Serena is my girlfriend. Last night, with the whole protest thing going on and everything, us being attacked and the way they lunged at us, it was really crazy. Thankfully, I was able to get away. I'm obviously bigger. I just dug down and pushed off of the officer, and I ran off, and I come back again to see where my girlfriend is. She's nowhere to be found, and I hear her screaming in the back. She's not resisting, nothing going on. They're digging her knees in her back, they're kicking her, everything. She has bruises, scratches, everything. I come back, and then another officer ends up chasing me off again, and I try to come back, and she's nowhere to be found, nothing. I didn't end up leaving until she ended up getting released, probably a couple hours later.
At what point did you realize that she had been arrested?
I mean, everybody saw us together. Me and her, we were both in the front, in the parking lot actually. She had her flag on, and I was asking, I was like, did you guys see anybody with the El Salvador flag? And they were like, yeah, that's your girlfriend. DHS took her. They were doing everything in their power to detain her and drag her. They dragged her on the ground by her feet, and then they picked her up by her arms and her legs and took her inside of the building.
What was going on through your head when you saw your girl getting dragged off like that?
I was very angry because, I mean, one, that's my girlfriend, and two, seeing grown men take someone so tiny. I get if it was me, but her being manhandled like that, and me not being able to do anything physically or anything, especially the officers, it kind of it really triggered me.
You probably felt helpless?
I felt very helpless.
And what would you say to the people that say protest is just performative?
These are probably people who have never protested ever a day in their life. When you're actually there, you feel the energy, you feel the vibe. You hear everybody's voices. It's a strong environment.
After what happened last night, do you still feel like people showing up matters?
100%, because my girlfriend wasn't even the first person to get detained. There was a lady before her, and she got detained, and then there was a lady after her who got detained, and they were doing the same thing they were doing to her to every lady. They didn't get a single dude, because they know the guys are bigger, they're stronger, they're not going to be able to attack them as easily as they would a female. And I mean, my whole life I grew up around Latinos, Latinas, Hispanic culture in general. So me fighting for what's right and everything, it's very strong for me and where I come from, and my morals and my values. Fighting for what's right and fighting for ICE and ICE out of LA, ICE out of America, honestly, that's something that everybody should be fighting for.
What do you want people to understand after hearing your story and your perspective?
Honestly, just because something bad happened one time or maybe a couple times doesn't mean you should give up and stop fighting for what's right, because if they're not gonna stop, we're not gonna stop.